Kevin Sawyer and Darcy Hordichuk, and we figured we'd see something like this.
Oh, yeah.
Kevin Sawyer leading the Mighty Ducks in penalty minutes, and Darcy Hordichuk right up there with Jeff Odgers for the lead, as Hordichuk just trying to get one of his hands free. He's got the right hand free now. Kevin Sawyer had a couple of fights on Friday night against the Chicago Blackhawks, and they continue to scrap. Pretty good bout here in the neutral zone.
Uppercut there by Sawyer. Hordichuk has a jersey over his head. He has him in trouble now.
Yeah, here he goes, and he's
that's when the linesmen come in, when they see a combatant in some real peril.
Class move too by Darcy Hordichuk, because once the linesman came in, he stopped. It's that code when you're fighting in the NHL, and we've talked to Jeff Odgers.
Steve Webb involved here. Here we go. Let's see what.
That's big Hordichuk. Yeah. He's lined up opposite, and they're going to go. The bell has rung, and they're throwing haymakers. Hordichuk landed a couple of rights. Webb got a left to the side of the face of Darcy Hordichuk, and they continue to throw him. Hordichuk and Webb. And finally, the linesmen decide to get in between, and they could have let him go for another few seconds.
You think?
Why not?
Well, yeah, you go down there and then say that.
He's used to it.
Block. Now we got something going. Hordichuk and Exelby.
Well, first Exelby didn't seem to want to get going, but he says, why not? They've certainly been jawboning at one another all night long. Whoa! The right cross sends Exelby down. Well, interesting battle going on here, or supposed battle. You got Kovalchuk with Ty Jones. And now they've split up, gone the other way.
Here comes Lessard and Hordichuk. They both knew, they're both going.
Ooh.
And there is nobody playing defense in this game.
You got to give Hordichuk a lot of credit. I mean, he's been around a long time. He's a veteran fighter. I think he must have taken 8 or 9 right on the kisser, and it hasn't budged him at all. And he's typically a late comeback type of a fighter. He hangs in there a long time. Lessard, I don't think, could throw any more than he did throughout the early parts of that fight. There you can see both are going to come out with some scratches. Yep, you look at the sheet before the game, those two guys knew where they were going to go. It just takes a little bit of, hey, we're on the ice together, let's make it happen. Lessard in his 21st game with the Ottawa Senators. Now going to go in for some repairs, I guess. 15 of the last 21 meetings have been decided by goal or less.
Hordichuk and Waugh, and Darcy Hordichuk
Hammers.
just dropped Waugh. Now a good recovery, and here we go.
How nice of Hordichuk to let him back up. I mean, you know, in the pugilistic world, that is a real gentlemanly play. And Waugh on his back still throwing. Those guys are, I was giving them a lot of credit. Man, they're in shape, and they just keep firing. They're like, those arms are like pistons. You know, Jeff, I used to remember we had guys that could go pretty good. A guy like Bobby Nystrom.
Right.
Part of practice was they tie a 2-pound weight to their wrist and just throw them like this, you know, until you couldn't move the arm anymore. So you can see these guys doing the same thing.
Player for Florida. Now we got Hordichuk and Worrell. And it didn't take long. Big Pete going against Hordichuk. And Darcy in some difficulty. Van Ryn got hurt on the play.
Oh, man, that's a good show. Oh, my. What a battle by Hordichuk. Knocking down Worrell. Hey, Darcy Hordichuk threw a right hand that sent big Peter Worrell down. Let's see how it happened. Peter Worrell comes in here, a solid hit on Van Ryn. I think Van Ryn, he takes a stick in the face, happens to be Hordichuk's stick, but I think Van Ryn looked like his shoulder hurt him. So now Hordichuk is challenging Peter. Look at that. One big shot right there, but the best shot is yet to come. As they keep going, losing, certainly he's got the reach Worrell does on Hordichuk, but Hordichuk comes up with a big shot that just knocks Peter Worrell down.
And now it's cleared away by Nashville. Going after it hard is Smithson.
Little scrap going on, though. Darcy Hordichuk and Josh Gratton right at center ice.
Both these guys are all offense.
I tell you, I thought Hordichuk buckled him early, but Grattan came on strong. Oh, and gave him a few back right on the button. Perfect time for Grattan to jump in right here. Perfect time. The bench gets going. Down by a couple. And Grattan hasn't played every game, so when he gets in there, he's got to have an impact. He's going to go right to the locker room right there. And that doesn't get you all fired up on that bench.
Here we go.
Brad Brown's a tough kid.
Very tough.
Former first-round pick. Very willing, as is Darcy Hordichuk.
Well, Darcy's in there battling, so is Brad Brown, and they just continue to throw haymakers. Darcy Hordichuk changing it up pretty well. He's gone left, right, left, and back with a right. Brad Brown playing not only in Chicago prior to his rival in Minnesota, he also played for the New York Rangers.
Montreal.
Darcy Hordichuk lands on top. And now Jeff Odgers is going to go with Darcy Hordichuk. Jeff Odgers and Darcy Hordichuk duking it out in the right circle inside the Atlanta zone.
A little more violent than Grasshopper. This is the pupil and the teacher going at it. Darcy Hordichuk was taught an awful lot by Jeff Odgers, and by that cut on the cheek, you can see that Hordichuk learned those lessons well.
Business is business, though, right, Darren?
Oh, absolutely. And Jeff Odgers be the first to tell you, he knows that Hordichuk likes to throw those piston-like short jabs. You can see them right off the face-off. Let's go. And it was one of the early ones. You can see that right hand. And Darcy Hordichuk puts that chin on his chest and then just throws bombs.
But Bolton is still raring to go, and Hordichuk tosses another one over the top and connects. As they go to the boards again, and the linesmen let him go, and they're still finding a way. Bolton and Hordichuk are teeing off on one another, and the linesmen don't get in there. Now Bolton gets his second win. And leaves the sweater put over his head, and then off goes the helmet of Hordichuk, and it's over.
Hordichuk found the fight. He'd been looking for one all evening. And the two of them simultaneously dropped their gloves and